Hello team, welcome back to CSI Investigations, where we find out what cryptos are good, what cryptos are safe, and what cryptos we should not touch, or we should stray away from. Now, today we're looking into Metavpad. If this is your first time at the channel, please consider liking and subscribing. And also, just a little disclaimer, none of this should be considered as financial advice, all it's for educational, entertainment, and inspirational purposes. Now, let's jump right in. First of all, we need to ask ourselves, what is Metavpad? So, Metavpad enables you to participate in the projects that will form the infrastructure and early pioneers of the metaverse. Now, if you don't know about the metaverse, that's essentially like the whole kind of gaming universe and everything, but that is a huge deal to be one of the foundational things which the metaverse is going to be built on, right? Massive. You can think of the MVPad token as your key. By staking your tokens, you'll unlock a tier and all of the perks it brings. Now, this is one of the wildest graphs I've ever seen. If you guys don't know what we're looking at, so this is the price. As you can see, very nice stable. $55. So yeah. So it's the only project, so Bluezilla might have, boasted about that on their website, went up over 1,000 times. And that's just because of that little pump right there. Now, I believe that during the IDO, I can't remember how much they actually had it available for. And we'll actually switch that to 90 days. Now, this reminds me a little bit of MetaHero. If you want me to do a video on that, please feel free to comment, because I might or I might not. But we'll see. So, we are asking ourselves, is this worth investing in today? So, first thing we look at with anything, what do we look at? Tokenomics. So this is the tokenomics. So if we do the math quickly there, give me one moment. So it looks like around about 21 to 23% are a part of the sort of advisors and team. And so it says 11% is a part of the liquidity. Now, I will see. So let's have a look at the holders. Let's see what the holder data says, because this is very important. We do want to see that once it comes up. 95% total supply. I'm going to be honest, do not know what this is for. Do not like that. That says 95%. That is very high. That could just be because of their whole thing regarding how much you kind of need to be staking. I'm not entirely sure how that sort of works, but in order for there to be 95%, I don't know what that wallet is, but that is a massive amount. Let's have a look at the total supply. Self-reported circulated supply. Okay, total supply. Okay, cool. So essentially, so that would be the wallet which you're pretty much buying from. So that makes a lot of sense. And we have a look at the other percentages here. I am surprised though why this doesn't represent these tokenomics a little bit better. That's interesting. One red flag for this project. So even though so let's talk about the green flags and the red flags. So one of the green flags, it's been done by the Bluezilla project. These guys have done a whole bunch of other pads which have done incredibly well. And the fact that this is around and talking about the metaverse, that's a big deal. That's why this one I think is very, has a huge potential when it comes to the thing. But it could try to pull another Squid Game on us. Which, I mean, when we sort of have a look at some of these other things, I mean, one of my problems and other Bluezilla projects such as Adapad, I don't think we've checked Valhalla and AstroSwap, but my problems with, one of my problems is that we don't see the team. We don't know who the team is. These projects don't mention the team, and I'm concerned about that. That's a bit concerning for me. Because I need to know, or one of my main things is I pretty much need to know these people, the people who are behind it. Who am I trusting my money with? Am I trusting it with somebody who's got a really great background, or am I just trusting it with somebody who's trying to, I don't know, get the next cheapest Squid Game rug pull or whatever? So I don't know that for sure. I don't know if that main wallet is controlled, but let's have a look at Token Sniffer and BSC check, and we'll see what we can find here. So by Buy and selfie 10%. Okay. So this is a 5 out of 10 high risk. So as I say, this has potential to be mega high risk. So verified contract source, cool. No prior similar token contract. So it looks like there has been a similar contract that was developed close to this one. The source does not contain a proxy contract. I'm not sure what that is. The source code contains a proxy contract, which could potentially allow the functionality to be changed. Ooh, okay. So that's interesting. Ownership renounced, or source does not contain an owner contract, which I believe we should see some more about this on BSC check, and it should tell us the owner's wallets. Get owner issue, cannot check dev wallets. That's different. So usually when we can do this thing, we can actually see what the dev wallets say about this. Yeah, I mean, this says dev address here. Yeah, so we've sort of see, so only 0% burned or locked should be less than 95%. Yeah, and so as we can see, so that's a little bit of a red flag in that regard. But as we sort of had a look, I believe that main top wallet is likely just going to be something like that. Now, the question is, do the developers have control over this wallet, and could they crash and mess up the market or whatever? If they do, first of all, it would create a pretty bad name for Bluezilla, because Bluezilla, as I say, has had a bunch of previous successful projects. They've had a bunch of previous successful projects, which, although this is the selected all-time highs, so this isn't like all of their projects are all-time highs. Like, for instance, one which is not on here, which we can see here, so Crosswallet, but I mean, I don't imagine Crosswallet would have the token. I mean, it might, but yeah, so we can't see. Oh, there it is. It's right there. So maybe it does list all of their projects. So yeah, I don't really have much bad to say about Bluezilla, because every time I've heard their name, I haven't heard anything bad regarding them. Yeah, because I mean, as I say, like, the small sort of X's they've had is what, like 38X, which is still nice. It's still very nice for any projects which are being incubated on the Bluezilla network, which is pretty impressive. Pretty impressive, man. So let's have a look what else we can find about it. Was there anything else there? Nope, I think we've done that one. Liquidity analysis. All other holders possess less than 5% of token supply, which once again, which is also concerning once again, because that means that it could essentially be like, it could be a pump and dump. But as I say, I think I trust Bluezilla enough to hopefully not see that. And usually when you have such a big name like that behind your project, that does create quite a lot of reliability, essentially, or at least from my point of view, because we've seen previous projects which have also been successful. Like, I mean, if you wanted to participate in the Metavpad thing, you actually, so the cheapest one which you could have used to participate was NFT Launch. But you could also purchase it using something like, you could have used TronPad, you could have used AdaPad, like pretty much almost every single one of these pads you could have used to have been able to purchase the Metavpad token. So they're all kind of intertwined and interlinked, which is pretty cool. It's a pretty big slash decent thing in that regard. So let's have a look at the other Reddit stats. So this is a social interaction. So let's see what they're like when it comes to socially. So it looks like we have had a few things. Dead subreddit, but the biggest launch ever. Launch 37 minutes ago. Exactly what I was thinking. Is that a red flag? I'm thinking this isn't worth it. I'll just check it out on the 10th. Yeah, it's the 10th. Nothing has changed. Very odd. Yeah, so it's a bit suspicious to me that is, you know, like, I don't know. I mean, one other thing, seeing as this is actually a meta project, or sorry, seeing as this is a metaverse project, one of my concerns is that we don't know anybody who is actually building on top of the Metavpad. So although, as we had a look here, it's supposed to be something which enables you to participate in the projects that will form the infrastructure and early pioneers of the metaverse, so that can make sense. It could be along the lines of something like Seedify, for instance. I'll see if I do actually have that, Seedify. So if you don't know what Seedify is, it's also another similar incubator to Bluezilla. but they mostly focus on games and stuff. So like you've got like Metastrike. I mean, I've done a few videos regarding some of their projects. So Last Survivor, and there was another one. I can't remember what it was. It might have been Monkey Ball. I'm not sure if Monkey Ball was on Cedarfy, but anyway, yeah. So in that regard, it's just a bit like oof, like it's yeah, it's a bit of a red flag in my point of view when that sort of thing happens. Slippage to 12% worked. Okay, cool. Anyway, let's have a look at their Twitter followers. So so in the last 30 days, so this, as I say, this is launched super recently. So we'll see if we can maybe find in the last maybe few days. So what is our date today? So in the last few days, so there has been a lot less interest in the last few days. We can see it's gone from the thousands to the hundreds. But that could be because looking at this, it does look like a rug pull. But keep in mind, look at these dates down here. You're only going from the 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th. So you've only really got a few days going on here. So it's not like we can see long term that this has been like a major rug pull, right? So we can't exactly see that. So yeah, so those are some of the more base red flags. So if we have a look here, so I mean, Googling has gone way less ever since it launched. So I think maybe a bunch of the excitement which was surrounding this project has just kind of gone. Yeah, so it doesn't really look like we have much, I don't know, excitement happening right now when it sort of comes to that. Yeah, and so we'll have a look at one more thing. We'll have a look at we'll have a look to see if there's any sort of community interaction. So it looks like there is a bit of community interaction. Let's see if we can actually see any any extra sort of comments, or check some of these guys, make sure that they're not just like robots or whatever. Sorry, robots, bots. So we'll just have a look at some of their accounts. Okay, all right, so seems kind of safe-ish, so focused on ADOs, and yeah, I mean, that doesn't seem that fake to me, although yeah. Anyway, yeah, so from my personal point of view, or my personal opinion, would I invest in this? Originally, I definitely said yes, because I saw the other like Bluezilla things. I thought that this was going to be a majorly sexy time, right? But after looking at, like how the price has just gone, I mean, we're sort of averaging out at about 0.39, like 0.39. So, I mean, and yeah, I probably wouldn't suggest investing in this right now. Until we can see some more projects which are going to be grown on this pad, until we can see that, until we maybe have some bigger investments or have some people who are actually more interested in growing and developing this, I would say, yeah, hold off for the time being. Wait until we actually see some names, wait until we see some decent names, and then that is when you can join. So yeah, anyway, thank you very much, guys, for joining. This has been Matt from CSI, Crypto Scene Investigation. If you like what you saw, please consider liking and subscribing, and I also have a Patreon as well, which you can also join to be able to support this work. That would be really awesome. So thank you again for watching, and have a blessed time.